Hey everyone, and welcome to our ECM long-range forecast on the 1st of November 2023. So it's becoming a pattern here that on the first day of every month, we look at the weather from the ECM long-range model for the next 6 weeks, and today that gets us towards mid-December. We'll say it's 5 weeks actually for some reason. But anyway, if I, that's strange. Hang on, if I just check that again, it is 5 weeks. Maybe ECM just changed their slight a bit to make it more accurate or something. I don't know, but we have to roll with what we have. So week one is the 6th to the 13th of November, and we look at this and we see that we have a big blue splotch over much of Europe. That shows that we have an area of low pressure or below average pressure over this area. And we have a ridge of high pressure shown by these orange colours over the Azores, and this area over the Middle East into Russia. That implies that it'll be cool and wet with the winds coming in around the low in an anti-clockwise fashion from the north. So, as a result, the temperature anomaly is below average, and that is indicated by these blue colours. So in these blue shades, temperatures around 2 degrees below average. And finally, the precipitation anomaly is showing, it's actually really showing this northwesterly airflow. You can see that there is a little streak here of orangey brown from Cork through to Wicklow, and that shows you that the south and southeast will be the most sheltered areas from this northwesterly breeze, and we actually have some above average rainfall anomalies for areas like North Wales, Isle of Man, Northwest England, Cornwall, and the north coast of Northern Ireland. So it shows that these areas will see showers peppering the coast. So that is quite interesting actually. And we can see the core of the above average anomalies for precip are over Europe. So the low is shifting here. So it should get a little drier, especially if we're inland and in the east and south. Week 2 is the 13th, so 20th of November. In this week, the low moves to be centered over Shetlands, Faroe Islands, the sort of area to our north and northeast, and that should keep the wind in from the north and northwest or the west at times. And this high over here, I should mention that this is the Azores high, is I think strengthening just a little bit. It's trying to reach northwards actually, but it's all centered over the Azores. You can see that next week, the Azores high is well away. It's still quite far away, but it's taking more of a usual shape, and the low is shifting a bit further north. Okay, so the temperature anomaly for this week is still below average by about 1 degree. We can see it's very warm actually in the east of Europe into Asia and the Middle East. But for Scandinavia, Ireland, UK, down to France and Spain, Portugal, Greenland, Iceland up here, this swathe here is cooler than average. And then the rainfall anomaly, it shows that you sort of have low pressure coming in off the Atlantic all the way into Ireland, UK, off into Europe. So westerly flow is likely through the week, but quite a cool one as well. Week 3 is the 20th to the 27th of November, and in this week we have a trough of low right over the country with a ridge of high pressure from Newfoundland, Canada, all the way towards the Azores, down to Africa, then up towards the east of Europe, towards Russia. Quite unusual. Temperature anomalies, still a bit below average, close to us. On the map, we go back to neutral with temperature anomalies, but I suspect that it will still be below average, especially as A, the signal is weakening, and B, this model every model loves to show above average temperatures. So I suspect that we're actually still below average. with the temperatures. And the precip finally is wetter than average. So the low continues. Week 4 is the 27th to the 4th of December. So in this week, the low is centered between us and Iceland. So a westerly flow is likely. And the ridge to our south and east is well away. So it should be wet into winter. Temperature anomaly for week 4 is a bit above average for the UK. I say that's around average really, but definitely above average in the east of Europe. A bit cooler just to our south. That is quite persistent. I say we're average to slightly below average in this period, and the precip anomaly as we're heading into December and winter, the risk of winteriness increases. However, this isn't really a cold pattern, but we could have the wind from a northwesterly direction and the Azores light as well away. So it can imply that this should be similar to what we have right now, actually. The jet stream around here, well to the south, Azores high weakens and pulls away, and the low pressure that's usually centered up here, where the mouse is, just down here, we could see a few wintry flakes coming through at times, especially in the north. And then, but of course, this is a long-range forecast. It's 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out. So obviously, don't take it seriously. We're just trying to see patterns, trends. And finally, week 5 is the 4th to the 11th of December. Here we go. And in this week, the same sort of thing. The low is centered just to our northwest, keeping that westerly flow coming, with a ring of high around us, trapping the low in there. The temperature anomaly, I'd say that with this low here, we're likely to actually shift the wind in from more of a southwesterly direction, actually. So I agree that this week should go milder, as shown by the temperature anomalies. And then finally, the precip anomalies, we can see that wetter than average, especially over us and to our west. So from start to finish, we are dominated by low pressure, especially, I should say, it's quite noticeable that until the start of December, we look thoroughly cooler than average. So it's likely that we will see a continuation of the pattern that we have now, and that involves the Azores high being shifted away from us and weakens, and the areas of low pressure that are usually between Iceland and Greenland shifted southwards towards us, and the jet stream diving southwards from Canada all the way towards Iberia. So I think this is showing that as I said, the pattern we have now is likely to persist throughout November. So quite a cold and wet month is likely. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later on for our usual update. Bye for now.